So here are 7 ideas I have to make password security better. First idea is that we have something that you append or change up your password. That's something regular. So an example would be that every time you open up your password, and I did it with time this way, is that it tells you to append what hour it is at the end, middle, or beginning of your password randomly. And then your password then usually goes through encryption, but now you have added to your password another number. So if someone's trying to decrypt it, they have to decrypt it based on it randomly having the hour in some place too. Now it also checks it. So this means that if you're trying to brute force it, on the other hand, not trying to decrypt it or do something fancy, if you're trying to brute force it, every hour you have to redo a brute force. So you can't do a simple brute force anymore or something like that. And by making it, changing it, having some setting that randomly tells you different ways of appending time, such as append the time in different locations, that you can really mix it up, password, and make it harder to decrypt. There's a lot more variability, especially with new encryption that really mixes up stuff more. Another way would be to send you randomly stuff that tell you to mix up your password, such as spell your password backwards. Spell your password but add A in the beginning, or B or C, and if the hacker doesn't know, this also makes it hard for people to brute force it and stuff like that. Now, if someone gets the message request in both of these cases, they may be able to figure out what you're doing, but that still makes it hard for them to just brute force it or to figure out it from decryption. They might just figure out that one little inspected information. But yeah, the third option I have listed here is kind of weird, but that's to add emojis to passwords or more symbols, and that would open up more possibilities for what the password is, which will make it a lot harder for people to decrypt with brute force and find patterns. Also, that if you have this one emoji in your whole thing, emojis have a lot more characters and numbers in them than a simple one when you're coding them. So that's sending you a bigger packet. That means you can do fancy encryptions on a packet, which will make it even harder. Instead of saying one, which is like one byte of information, just one, you're sending a whole pixel kind of string. Another way to kind of mix up your passwords more is to makes you do some math. So it says take your password number, take the number, if your password has a number, which it may not, take that number and -1, or something like that to mix up your password a little more. Something that requires no security, well, sorry, something that you can always kind of do, and they always kind of do it, is they ask you a low security personal question. And this could be like, are you right-handed or left-handed, or something that you can easily remember or easily answer, but then you add some standard modifier to it. So it's not a thing like you add a color at the end of each of them or something like that. So yes, people could probably find out the personal information about you, but the modifier makes it a lot harder. So now you have to find the personal information and the modifier they're using. Now, the personal information, because it mixes up so much more than a password, you can have hundreds of personal questions compared to a normal thing, which can make the whole system even more safer than a one-time password, which you only have to figure out once for a person, maybe. You have to figure out different security questions every time. This modifier would then give you some of the security of a password. Now, you don't want your modifier to be too complicated that you forget it, of course. Another way is to make your password, to have more different types of password that you remember, is to make your password based on your account name. So, for example, if I want to have a password for my Gmail account and for my Facebook account, I could use the same password, but put Facebook somewhere after or beginning or before the end, or same with my Gmail account or something like that, and that could mix up my passwords and generate longer, more secure passwords with minimal efforts from more sites. something that a company could do would be to make a fake, easy to access more site and see if anyone is trying to do suspicious brute force activity, or solve them to figure out in real time attempts or ways to mitigate that. These are all just some ideas I've had quickly. Well, thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in a year and 4,000 watch hours, which is really hard, but with your help, I think can do it. Also, if any ideas for future videos, comments, or suggestions, please leave in the comment section below. Again, thank you very much. Goodbye.